Hi, this is Jim Wagner with Throwzone Academy, and we have a special guest here today, Bryce Collins. Bryce is from Hart High School, who just graduated, and as we are getting ready with the MLB draft coming up next week, Bryce is certainly in the eyes of a lot of organizations, and hoping, I'm sure he's hoping, as like every kid does, that he hears his name over the second or third day. But Bryce is committed to the University of Arizona. I have a special heart for them because that's where I played out of high school. And today we get someone who is a Santa Clarita Valley kid and is also known around Southern California as one of the top high school pitchers in the area. And for that, Bryce, thanks for joining us.
Thank you for having me, Jim.
All right. So we want to just ask you a few questions about your your history a little bit. What was it like growing up? Where did you grow up? School. Your youth league, things like that.
I grew up around here. I went to Meadows Elementary, then went to Placerita, and I played my baseball at the Hart Complex down by the auto dealers. I played there from about Shetland to I think the end of Mustang, and then started playing child ball. I played with Brett Barbary, Darren Spiller, and Roland De La Maza leading up to high school.
Great. And then high school, you mentioned we mentioned you went to Hart High School. Talk about your high school experience and how the year went for you, especially this past year.
Well, played freshman baseball, went up to varsity sophomore year. Ended up getting hurt halfway through sophomore year, couldn't play for about 8 months, missed all that year. Came in, was building back the junior year, came back senior year, basically ready to dominate. We had a really good year. Made it to the second round of playoffs. I think we had a really solid year, and it was great being a senior.
Yeah, well, some of the numbers.
Got to beat you guys too.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, he did beat us this year. And we scored the most runs off of him all year, which was 2. That gives you a little idea how dominant he was. Numbers here: 57 innings, 83 strikeouts. He had 6 wins. He also had 3 no decisions. He came out of the game winning. He came out of the game ahead and ended up getting a no decision. Had a .96 ERA, and he threw a no-hitter, the only no-hitter in the Foothill League this year. So what did you do to sort of prepare yourself for this upcoming season, and how did that work out for you? I know you had to deal with some illness and things like that too.
Yeah, I had mono over winter break. Missed a lot of time, lost a lot of weight. Came back, basically just looking to add strength and keep where I'm at and slowly build it. And Jim did a great job. He let me throw on here when days I needed to. We didn't have practice. I needed to throw. Came in here through bullpens. Worked on strength, and I feel like it really paid off. I was able to recover fully, going through the arm care that we've been doing since I was 8 years old. Sure. And it definitely paid off to be able to see an increase and get to where I wanted to be.
Yeah, and where was your velocity this year?
I was sitting 91, 92, top 95.
95. I don't know if that was against us or not. I just know the ball was coming in that day. So you're going to the University of Arizona. You're going to be a Wildcat. We can throw up a little bear down right there. But how did that come up with meeting the coaches? Where were you at when they first made contact, and how did the recruiting process go?
I just finished freshman year. I think I just turned 15. I started talking to Coach Johnson. Didn't really expect that to happen quickly. We went for a visit there. It was his first full year, and I really fell in love with their coaching staff that they were bringing in. It's been my dream to win a College World Series ever since I was a little kid, and that history and the program's outstanding, and the coaches they have there and the people they're bringing in, we're going to take over the world there.
It's confidence. Excellent. Well, I know they do a tremendous job out there, and we're real excited about that. On the other side, professional baseball, I know you've had a lot of contact with pro organizations this year. How has that gone with you? It's a little different, but how have you enjoyed it? Has it been a little surreal? What's that like?
Definitely been surreal, but it's been a blast. People always compare me to Trevor Bauer, which for obvious reasons.
Another one of us here, Hart High School also.
Compliment. But I really enjoy telling people why our ideas work. Not many people are walking around carrying a shoulder tube or throwing weighted balls or plyo balls before start. And I think that's really what separates me, and I'm able to explain it and be able to show everything that we're doing and the reasons it works.
Right. Yeah, and next week from when we're recording this is the Major League Draft. What is your expectations with that? Are you just going to sort of enjoy it, enjoy the
Oh, yeah,
off season, or?
It's a dream come true to even be considered, and hopefully I'll have the honor of having my name called by a program, and it'll be a lifelong dream.
That's awesome. That's very cool. And then sort of as a last thing, what has, I mean, like Bryce mentioned, we've been working together since I think his dad contacted me at 8 years old. What has some of the things that you've done, and what Warren Bauer and myself, what has that led you to this point? You know, why do you think your success?
We started working at Line Drive right down the street when I was 8 years old, and from that age on, we set an arm care program. Everything was followed specifically, and I'm still doing the same program we started since then, and I've never had a single arm issue. And I think it really allows to understand how my body works and be able to recover faster, and it really gives me a certain edge over everyone else.
That's great. Well, that's great. Well, Bryce, thank you for being with us today. This is another one of our video series. We're certainly pleasured with the future Wildcat, and someone who probably is going to hear his name in the Major League Draft next week. But we thank you for joining us, and we look forward to seeing you.